to go live. Well,
Oh, sorry. It's so
Thank you,
fun.
thank you, thank you,
You're such a sexy man.
thank
Turn off the lights or leave them on?
you. Yeah, leave them on. I think I'm good. I'm trying to see if I can.
Do me a favor. Can you
There we go.
your shoes?
There we go. No, wait, what? There's no video. There we go. All right. Actually, you were in the picture. You were in the video for that one. All right. I think go and check the video on your phone and we'll see if the sound is good. Yeah, it's Smooth Trader. Just leave it there. All right, I'm live now, so I'm good. What's going on, everyone? This is going to be the first of many live streams that we're going to be doing on trading futures on the Nasdaq. I've already taken 2 trades for the day. I'll show you guys those 2 trades in just a minute. But the reason why we're creating this live stream, I say podcast, but the live stream is to document my trading journey. I've been on this journey for 4 years. I started 4 years ago trading crypto, Bitcoin primarily, mostly Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then I kind of graduated maybe about a year and a half, 2 years ago into futures. So I just wanted to document this because I finally started to come up with strategies that are actually working out for me, panning out. And I wanted to document this on a video series, I guess, so other people that are on their journey can also see what it is that I'm learning, what I've learned along the way, and so I can look back, months and years from now and see also the progression that I've made not only on this channel but in my trading journey as well. So today being Columbus Day, I was on the fence about doing a live stream today because I thought the market was going to be very quiet and very boring. But it actually ended up being an amazing day. We had a humongous pump so far. I think this morning from the time that we opened up, we're up. The market is up right now about 0.63%, but as much as 150 points up. And right now we've come down a majority of that. But it looks like the market is coming back up right now any minute. I actually took 2 trades. Both of those trades were winners. So that was really good. Both the trades actually I've had my biggest day ever today, guys. I made the most money I've ever made trading in one day, 2 days. So for a day where I almost didn't trade, I'm kind of glad that I did. I'm very happy I did. I just wanted to jump on here and let you guys know that the market right now I'm done for the day, by the way. I might take maybe like a micro trade here and there, or maybe some paper trades, but I wanted to let you guys know that this market still has some juice in it. It looks like it's going to pump now, and I'll tell you why. I'll give you a couple of reasons, or I'll show you a couple of reasons why I think that is. But I'm also going to create a poll. Let me see, just to see and gauge how long everyone here has been trading. Let's see if we can change these options. How long have you been trading? See if we can change these options. Less than 1 year. 1 to 5 years. 5 years. Plus. Okay, so we'll start that poll for anybody who jumps in here. Not sure if we're going to get any visitors today. This is the first ever live stream here that I'm doing on trading the Nasdaq futures. And I used to have this channel open a couple years ago where I used to actually do some technical analysis on Bitcoin charts. So I'm curious whether I'm going to get any old viewers from back then jumping in here. Maybe they've made the switch to also trading futures. I know a lot of people have migrated over from crypto and from Forex over to futures. And I personally, I love futures and the amount of liquidity we have and the movements. Very, very good for intraday trading and scalping. It's really good stuff. So let me explain to you guys kind of my strategy and what I look for and what it's been working for me. And maybe some of you out there have similar experience. So I've found a lot of success, and I'm trading 2 types of accounts, by the way. Let me just go ahead and make that pretty clear. I'm trading a live account, which now I know a lot of streamers don't trade live accounts, they trade prop firm accounts. I'm up $375 on the day. That's just one trade. That was on a bracket trade. I made about 20 points on that. And I'm also trading with FTT, 20 accounts. I took a trade today, made 20 points on that as well. As you can see, my session P&L is $400 on 20 accounts, which is very nice. No slippage on that one, which was really, really good. So today I am up almost 8,400 for the day. So if I do take any trades along with you guys, which I might be taking one now, I might take one with you guys now, just a micro, because I don't want to. I had my best day ever, guys, and I don't want to give it all back. You know, I'm good with just taking 1 or 2 trades, 3 trades, a few trades a day, and just as long as it's profitable, I'm very happy. So I'm going to switch this over to the micros and see if I can just trade a micro with you guys. If you guys want me to trade along with you, I like to enter the market with market orders. I'm not a big fan of limit orders. What I'd like to do when I do trade is I give myself an area where I know my 10, I have a 10-point stop loss and a 20-point take profit when I trade bracket orders. So right now I'm looking for a long somewhere in this area here from 539 to about 562. So if we see a little pullback, just a tiny one, maybe to here, I might want to take a long. I should probably be in the long now, but since I'm good for the day, I'm not really chasing. I like to see the trade maybe come to me. So what you're seeing here on my chart, I know you see a lot of different colors. I'll go over that in a little bit just to kind of give you guys an idea. What I use or what I keep on my screen when I do trade. Right now we're looking at the 12-minute here on my left, and we have a, 3-minute on the right. And I'd like to toggle between the 3, the 5, and the 6 to see if I'm getting any different indications on different ones here. So, you know, they all look pretty bullish right now. All look really good. I'm just waiting for a little quick pullback where everyone gets kind of shaken out. They take out the stop losses, a little stop loss hunt real quick, and then we'll get in on a small little micro and maybe ride that up with you guys if anyone else here is taking along. Now, don't take my word for it. If you guys want to go short, you think this market is looking, you know, more bearish than anything else, go right ahead. But as for myself, I'm going to be looking for a little bit of a long here. I'm just waiting for a quick little pullback, and if we don't get it, no big deal. I'm pretty much done for the day anyway. Not a big deal on my end. Let's see if we have all right, cool. So let me show you what I have on the screen if you're watching this. I know we don't have any viewers right now on the screen, but in case you're watching this, I'll give you a couple of kind of like tips of what I use, or I'll give you a little, I guess, bird's eye view of what I'm looking at here. So what I keep on the screen is this is my VPVR. This is the volume profile. Let's see where the majority of the volume is during the session that's visible. You know, some people like to do an hourly, or some people like to do a daily. I like to keep it here. Kind of gives me an idea where the major spots are. Like right here, we don't have a lot of volume here, so I'm expecting a quick pop up to this area, or maybe even higher. If we do get a breakout here, more than likely I'd be taking profits right in this area. But first, I'm waiting for a little bit of a drop down into this area, the 2570. And if we do get that, I'd be interested in going long here. So you're looking at these candles and you're like, why are these candles all different colors? So I have a couple of different combinations of things that are going on here on my chart. And I know I'll probably end up covering this a million times, but it's okay. If you're watching this for the first time, what I'm going to show you is that I'm using an indicator here that's Trader's Reality. I'm sure you guys have probably heard of it. Some of you may have heard of it before. And why I like Trader's Reality is because it makes it very easy to read high volume candles. As you can see, all these bright green candles here were very high volume candles. Okay, and then the bright red ones are very high volume candles on the way down. This purple one here shows that the volume is dying down. And if I were to get a baby blue one, I'm not sure if there's any baby blue ones here, but as you can see one here, it shows that the volume is dying on the way up, or it's not dying, but it's slowing down. But it's still more than a regular candle would be, like a regular candle like this. It's still more volume than these, but it's slowing down. So it's kind of giving you an indication that we might be either getting to a top, or on the purple ones, you might be getting to a bottom. But do not put all your eggs in those baskets. You do not take trades just by looking at these colors. It just gives you an indication to get your guard up and get ready for a move. Now, we've got some other candles on here too as well. These yellow candles. Now, these yellow candles are not part of the Trader's Reality suite of indicators. These yellow candles are actually CVD diversions, which I love. And my whole trading strategy that's been working out for me really well has been based around these CVD divergences. The divergences that we're seeing here are telling us that there are a lot of sellers that are trying to push this price down. All right. So the CVD is telling us that the volume for the delta for the candle is going down. So the delta, as you can see here in this green line, it's indicated here. I'm not sure if you can, let me move this a little bit. As you can see, this little green line is coming down, which means the delta is dying off. But at the same time, the buyers are pushing up the price anyway. So that's giving me an indication that buyers are pretty strong right now. Now, these candles are stronger, or they're more of a good indication when they're at a bottom of a move or on a recovery of a move, not when they're at the top. Because when they're at the top of a move, these buyers actually get overtaken by the selling pressure. So it depends where you see these candles on what the move might actually do. Now, the bigger the time frame, the bigger the move. So if you see these on the 1 minute, they might not have the same effect as if you see them on a 10 or a 15 or an hourly. These will have a lot more power then. But what I've noticed a lot of times is that these candles, they get retraced and then they get bought up again. So I'm waiting for that little retracement right now at the moment. And then we also have the same CVD divergences the opposite way. So if you see here, there's a purple candle. This purple candle indicates that there are more sellers in this market. There's a lot more positive CVD, which means there's more buying delta in these candles, but the sellers are still pushing the price down. So when you see these candles at the top of a move, it's a good indication that it's also going to continue downward. All right, so that's a big majority of the way that I'm trading. Is I'm looking for these CVD divergences at key areas, and then I'm taking trades. Not immediately as soon as I see the candle, but I wait for a 1, 2, 3 process, and I'll go over that with you guys sometime on a later video. And then obviously we have EMAs here, which I can take off. I just keep the EMAs on sometimes because I like to see where we are. We have an 8, we have a 12, and we have a 21. It kind of keeps me, see, it gives me an idea where we are on the chart. And then we have here the VWAP, which is this green, the thick green line here, which is our value-weighted average price, which I love, obviously, because the VWAP is very well respected, and it's a place where price likes to gravitate to many, many times. Okay, so we've got that on our screen, and yeah, as you can see right there, works really well. Other than that, down here at the bottom, we have this right here, which is it's an indicator called trendy low. And the reason I use it is because it kind of gives me an idea when we're overbought. When you see green, we're overbought. And then when you see red, maybe give you an idea. I haven't seen red in a while because it's been a real hot market. But when you see red, it means that we're oversold. Obviously right now we're pushing higher, so you're not going to see a lot of red, but you might see red, especially when you go into the lower time frames. You will see it going between red and green. Now, I don't take trades just off of that, off of this indicator at the bottom, but what I do use is I use them in confluence with each other. So if I'm looking for a short and it looks like we're overbought and we're looking at a CVD divergence up here, I actually took this trade this morning and I banged it out for 20 points. I should have held that one longer, but I didn't think today we'd get big moves, to be honest with you. I thought today we'd get some smaller moves, because it being Columbus Day. So if I would have normally held this down to the VWAP, and we could have taken off of this trade. I think I entered somewhere in here. I could have taken off of this trade probably 80 some points to, even if I held a little longer, to about 100 points. That would have been a very nice, that would have been a $2,000 move. I traded 1 mini on that one. And then on the second trade I took was right in here. Let me go down to the time frame that I was using at the moment. Was right in here. So we got this double dip, which I love because this is a good indication that we might be going back up. So we got this double dip. We took out the liquidity right here. I was tempted to enter right in here, but I waited until we've got further confirmation right here. So I entered here and took out 20 points on my FTT accounts, and we did $400 on that over 20 accounts. So that was $8,000 for the day, guys. I am so beyond happy. It's just like, I never thought that I'd get to the point where we'd be pulling off $8,000 days from just day trading for a couple, not even like 2 hours. I think we've been trading an hour and a half. I could actually just shut my computer down now and go do some landscaping outside of my house that I've been working on over the weekend, or just go spend some time with the family. But I'm gonna start doing these streams, and I'm probably gonna start with at the Daily Open, at the New York Open at 9:30. Some days I will, some days I won't do that time. Maybe I'll jump in a little bit later, but I just want to kind of give you an idea of how I'm trading these markets. So in case you guys are trading similar styles, or maybe you have similar indicators that you're using or similar strategies, I just want to kind of give you an idea where I get my signals from. Since I've been doing this, I've been taking a lot less trades, which is it's amazing, because I used to take way too many trades. And when I say way too many trades, I mean, guys, like 30 trades, 40 trades a day. I mean, when I first started trading futures, I was using AMP. And when I stopped using them, because I blew two $10,000 accounts, I funded two $10,000 accounts with my own personal money, lost both of those. I don't want to say lost them. I would say that was an investment in my education. When after I stopped trading those accounts and took a break, a mental break, a reset, because originally when I started, I was trading really well, but then I just couldn't catch a break. I just kept losing and losing and losing and losing and losing. And it was just so frustrating. It took me about 2 months to blow my first account, and I think it took me like 2 weeks to blow the second one. It's just, when you're not trading well, just best thing to do is just step away from the charts and just try to back test and do as much paper trading as you can to, well, that's what worked for me, is just kind of give something else a run for a little while, or maybe look at another business. That's what I did. I took a couple months off, and I just kept the charts open. I kept looking at the charts, kept playing around with paper trading until I was getting more confidence, and I was getting my confidence back. And then I looked at different strategies, and I kept just playing around with different strategies until I found something that I really, really enjoyed, because I'm big. I really enjoy reversals. Those are really kind of like what I like to trade, reversals with a little bit of momentum. I know some people like to trade the breakouts. I've never been a fan of breakouts, just because there's so many false indications there. So I've been using a lot of volume. I've been trading footprint charts. I've been looking at volume, such as the CVD divergences, and it's what has been the most effective for me. I've never been this accurate, and I've never been this profitable. If we continue going on this rate of trading well, like I've been trading in the last few weeks, I will probably be caught up with my tuition that I paid in order to learn to be a trader sometime this year. We're very happy about that, because, guys, I'm well over the 6-figure mark of how much money I've invested in learning, losing, and well, learning and losing is the same thing if you continue going. But I'm well over 100 grand, probably closer to like even 200 grand that I have lost over the last 4 years when I first started trading. So I'm not by any stretch of the imagination, guys, profitable yet, but I'm on the path of being profitable. And the biggest thing that I'm most proud of, not is really making money, but the thing I'm most proud of right now is the fact that I've found a strategy that I'm super happy with, and also that my mindset has changed dramatically. I no longer suffer with FOMO. I do not have FOMO anymore. I do not have any, I don't trade with nerve. I'm not nervous when I'm taking a trade. The anxiety's out the window. And that all comes because I've been really hard on myself, because I've been trying to find a strategy that works. And when you find something that works and has success, not only with back testing, but forward testing as well, your confidence goes up and you start to really kind of trade better. And you don't take 40 trades a day like I used to, because every trade you take is more risk that you're putting on the table. What I'm doing is I'm just taking the most probable setups, which have been working for me tremendously, guys. I couldn't tell you how happy I am with the results. As you can see, they speak for themselves. We got 8 grand here today, and we got another almost 400 today with our Webull futures account. So with that being said, I'm most proud of my mindset while trading. I don't feel like I have to be in every trade. I don't have to be at every fake out. Before, every little fake out I used to think was the move. Now I'm just super patient. I just wait for the market to come to my levels, and when it does, then I act. I don't do anything until I see the market come to me. So right now, as we see, we might be having a little resistance where we are at the moment. We're at a pivot point, and it looks like we might take a little bit of a tumble down. I'm hoping that we'll get into this little area. Well, who cares? If it keeps going, it keeps going. But if it does come back down to this area, we will be looking to possibly long this area here after we see the reaction. So if you're struggling, like I have been struggling over the last few months and a few years, you need to really just find a strategy that is working, and then really punish yourself and really be hard on yourself if you're not following your strategy and you're not following your discipline or your trading plan for the day. So for instance, I got over trading by telling myself that for every trade I take, I have to do a certain amount of push-ups. Now, when I was taking 40 trades a day, or that only happened once, by the way, because after I did this to myself, I never did that again. I said, every trade I take, I'm going to have to do 20 push-ups. So I ended up doing 740 push-ups in one day because of my over trading. The next day, guys, that went from 740, that was, to about like 60. But then, you know, what I did was I changed it to now, since I'm trading a lot less, I'm only taking the best setups because I don't want to punish myself with that many push-ups ever again. What I'm doing now is I'm either doing 50 push-ups or 50 squats for every one trade I'm taking. So now you see me taking there was even a day where I didn't take any trades because I didn't like anything that was on the market. Nothing fit my criteria, which I was so super proud of. Normally I would have never been able to do that. So now I know that if I'm gonna take a trade, that's 50 push-ups that I have to pay for that. So today I'm due for 100 push-ups or maybe 50 push-ups and 50 squats. So we're gonna be working on that in just a minute. And yeah, I mean, that's a really good habit too, because we're sitting in front of these computers for sometimes hours and hours and hours. So given the fact that I'm willing to do 50 push-ups every time I take a trade, that'll keep me a little more active. In the future, I'd like to get a little treadmill for the desk and, you know, get some steps in while I'm trading as well. But in the meantime, we're just gonna have to make do with some push-ups, some squats. Maybe down the road, I'll get a pull-up bar or something. We'll do some pull-ups on stream too, because I'm very big on fitness and mindset, and those things come first, and then you trade better. You know, feed your body well, sleep well, rest well. Also, trading is all psychological, guys. I mean, some people give it a percentage. I feel like it's all psychological, because if your psychology is completely great, you're going to trade better, and if it's completely garbage, you're going to trade horrible. You might as well just not even trade those days, right? So for myself, my psychology has also had to change for me to be able to trade better. So what I mean by that is, one of my triggers, and I'm a very calm person, I'm very easygoing, but one of my triggers has always been I would say my arguments with my wife. Sometimes I argue with my wife, and I let that affect me while I'm trading, and I've had bad trading days because of that. So trading, being a good trader, has also improved my relationship with my wife, believe it or not, because I think to myself now that, like, look, is it worth for me and my family? Because I trade, guys, I don't trade just for me. I trade for my family. I have to provide for them. I have 2 daughters. One is 9, one is 12. I have my parents that I take care of, and they're elderly. So if I don't trade well, I can't provide. So what do I need to do? I need to have perfect psychology, or the best psychology I can have for the day. So what I've noticed is that I now approach disagreements and arguments with my wife in a different way. I always try to be now the pacifist, and I try to be more easygoing and understanding, and that has made me not only a better husband and a better father, because I'm showing better examples, but I've also become a much better trader, because I don't approach the charts now in a bad mood. I don't have any bad psychology with me throughout the trading day. So that has been what I'm most proud of so far with my new trading strategy, and what I've come to learn on the charts. As you can see, guys, the market did come down a bit, not to the level that I wanted it to come to, and now it looks like it does want to continue to go up. So if anyone is looking at taking these trades, not sure where you would want to put your stop loss, I'm thinking that a stop loss that's not going to get tapped is down here, but that is about 50 points away. So probably not something you want to take a trade on right away. My stop loss initially with this trade, if I were to take it here, would have been the bottom of this wick, I think. Let me see where we're at. 567. No, it would have been under this green line, which is just it's just a support resistance line. It's actually a trend line from way back yonder. Let me show. Oh, wrong one. Let me show you here. So this year we tapped these 2 wicks and came over here. It looks like it held up somewhat decent. Didn't really look like it held back the pump, but it looks like it's holding up the there's buyers in this area. So it's holding us up now, and it looks like it's a place where we might get it. And it's actually a double. We have double support here. Well, not so much support, but we have a double trend line. We have the trend line coming from all the way back here with these. It's a channel, and then we also have that. So double strong in my opinion here. Now we are getting the pump, and I do think there's a volume is also keeping up with it. As you can see, the CVD here is also keeping up. The volume, the delta is positive. It's getting stronger. So it looks like we are continuing to go up. All right, very nice, man. If I didn't have a trade in today, I probably would have taken this trade right where it was here. And yeah, I probably would have put, believe it or not, I probably would have put my stop loss way down here because I've been tapped out. Or maybe here, you know, this first, because what these candles tell me a lot of times when it comes to supply and demand and where the buyers and sellers are, it tells me here that these buyers were so aggressive that if the price comes back here, these buyers are going to defend this area. So I've been very safe in putting my stop losses in these areas. But to be very safe, you may want to try these wicks. Now, right now, we're probably going to get the pump. That's what I'm looking at right now. We're probably going to get this pump. The 12-minute is a very strong indicator of movement. And I can see here that we already had the CVD divergence here, and now we're most likely going to pump back up to at least the 640. Here on the 3-minute, we also just recently had CVD divergence, and this could be a place where you could take the trade if you're late to the party. A smaller move here for you, but you could take the trade from this area where we are now, stop loss down here at 578, and ride this up to 640. That's most likely where it's going to be going. We might actually take, if we get a little movement back down, which I hope we do, maybe it leads to this area, we might take this small little micro trade, put our stop loss in here, and let it run. Most likely we'll see that because we're gonna, I think we need a fake out. We haven't seen a fake out yet, a big one at least. So I think we might get a little fake out, come back here and take out some stop losses. It's been pretty much straight up since we are down here. So let's see if we got any viewers. Anybody watching? And we got some people watching. Well, hello and welcome to you guys, and thank you for joining me. If you guys have, take a look at the poll. We have a poll here. I want to know if you guys have been trading for less than a year, 2 years, 3 years. How long have you been trading? Let me know what you trade. Maybe you trade futures, maybe you're trading stock, or maybe crypto. I've done a little bit of all of it, and I've fallen in love with the futures market, especially NQ. Also, I've been taking a look at the oil market. The oil market moves really well. I like the way that thing moves, but I believe this week we may have the rollover of the contract. So I'm not going to be looking at any trades on there this week because I learned my lesson with rollover on Nasdaq. It's pretty ugly and choppy, disgusting. So, but today we are getting a very nice moving market. I haven't seen a market on the Nasdaq. It's been a while since we've seen such clean moves, like very clean moves. Like look at this pump, very clean. And then we had the dump, also very clean. And now we're looking like we having a kind of like a second pump. And this could actually take us to all-time highs today, which is around $21,080. So if we continue to go there, if we go to all-time highs today, let's see how far away we are from that number. We are approximately, at the moment, we are looking at 382 points, 1.85% from where we are right now, which would not be unheard of. We've had plenty of 2% days, and today could be one of those 2% days for the Nasdaq. And it looks like it's creeping up. It's creeping up there now. It's creeping its way up there. Very, very nice. Okay. All right. So we, I'd like to see a little bit of a retracement here, maybe into the EMAs. And maybe we'll take a little long here. Like I said, if you're just tuning in right now, I'm up 8,400 for the day. We've made about 400 with our Webull account, as you can see here. On the day, we have 375, which is unfortunate because those slippage or those fees, those commissions suck. But here we also did about 8,000 on our Daytonas here on FTT, Fast Track Trading. If you guys have never used them before, the direct-to-funding prop firm, which I'm a very big fan of because I don't like wasting time with making money on evals. I mean, it's not wrong with it. Don't get me wrong. It's good for a lot of people to learn how to trade that way. But we took a trade today. We won. We made $400 in that. That is $8,000 over 20 accounts. So we copy traded all these accounts with our copy trader here on MotiveWave, and we're up $8,000 on that and approximately almost 400 on Webull, which brings us to 8,400. And yes, that is a personal all-time high for myself. That's a record, and that I don't think will hold up too long. I do plan on having 5-digit days, 6-digit days one day, hopefully, and God willing. So we will see about that. But right now we're just looking at this market just creep up, just inch up little by little. Now, I initially intended on starting this live stream last week, but I do live in South Florida, and we had a nasty hurricane last week. So I did not want to jump on and then have to stop halfway through the week because of the weather and our power going out, which it did. It went out for about 2 days, and we had an internet outage, obviously, also. And I just wanted to put that out there because our power is still going on and off because the linemen are still working on the power right now for our area. So if I do lose you guys, well, I'm very sorry. We'll just regroup tomorrow, and we'll hopefully continue these every day. So where we are right now, let's take a quick look at what is going on. I'm a big fan of support resistance on channels. So let's go ahead and take a quick channel and see if it's respecting any channels at the moment with this move that we've got and where we can expect it to pull back to. All right. So right now we're dead smack in the middle of the channel. If we do get a little retracement, maybe back down to maybe, I don't know, maybe not on this candle, but if we do, it'll be somewhere in here, the 587 mark. That's kind of like where we wanted to. No, actually, that's still higher than where we were before. So we might see this thing pull back and then kind of continue up. But right now, it's very strong. The CVD right now is kind of flat on here, which is not a good sign. As you can see, the CVD, this green line here, which is different than this green line here. This is our VWAP. This right here is our CVD indicator, which reads the delta, or the positive or negative amount of buyers or sellers in that particular time frame. So as you can see, we have the delta going down, the CVD going down, cumulative volume delta, that's what that stands for. And it's going down, but our price is going up, which tells me that we're probably going to see a pull back down pretty soon. We can't obviously time these to the tick, but once we do start seeing some candles indicating that there is a divergence, then we want to start looking for that drop or that pump in either direction, right? So always want to keep an eye on this. Now, the only thing I will tell you is that the CVD line here, this is not a forward-looking indicator. This is just telling you what's already happened. And it will never tell you when it's going to happen, but it just tell you that something has to correct. Whether this corrects or that corrects, but one of these two will correct. So right now you see we're having a tiny little pullback, and we might see it come back down to this area down in here. See if we got any out here. Now, you guys are very quiet. Now, we got 50% of people saying they traded for less than a year. Well, congratulations to literally the hardest career out of any career I've ever experienced, and many other people as well. There's stats out there, guys, that will blow your mind. There's probably less than 10% of people who actually make it long-term in day trading, but it is one of the most rewarding careers if you are able, mentally strong enough to actually make it your full-time thing. It's one of the most rewarding careers ever for a number of reasons. At least for myself, let me explain to you why. My background is in real estate, and I've been in real estate since I was 22 years old. 22 years old. So over 20 years in real estate. And through that time, I've been in sales. I've owned real estate companies. I've been the broker, which means that you deal with people all the time. You deal with people 24/7. You never have any days off. It's just, you're always on. So really just, you either love it or you tolerate it, right? So for me, I'm not really a big extrovert. I'm more of an introverted person, like peace, quiet, like being by myself. But I spent many years being an extrovert, which is exhausting for an introvert. And after a long time of working with people and putting up with a lot of nonsense, you kind of appreciate being able to do something that doesn't really require you to deal with people 24/7. You know, because no one's ever really happy, you know, with anything. There's a lot of people who complain, and you do have very good clients too who are very grateful that you're helping them. So, but in trading, your only client and your only boss is yourself. So you can either be the best boss in the world, or you can be the worst boss in the world. You can make the most money you've ever made in your life, or you can lose the most money you've ever made or ever lost in your life. So it's really all up to you. But if you can make trading work for you, it's the most rewarding, in my opinion, the most rewarding and the most scalable of any career ever. Like anything you could ever imagine. You can make $100 in a day. You can make $1 million in a day, right? I know people who have done million in one single trade, which is unbelievable, right? Now we're not there yet. Obviously, we're just working our way into this profitable segment of our trading journey. But it just goes to show you that if you want to make trading your full-time thing, I know a lot of people are out there who have 9-to-5s, and you know, obviously being 9-to-5, there's nothing wrong with that, guys. I'm telling you, providing for your family, no matter how you do it, God bless you. But I will tell you that I know a lot of you feel limited, capped. I know I did when I had a 9-to-5 when I was like 14 years old. I had only job I ever had was when I was 14 years old. I worked at a suit store, men's suit store in the mall. I loved it because I got to hang out in the mall. Obviously, I was 14 years old, trying to hit on every girl that walked by the door. But the downside is that you're limited on how much money you can make. Someone has dictated how much your hour is worth. If you're okay with that, and that works for you, and they're paying you very well, and you're able to keep up with inflation and killing it, God bless you. But I know a lot of you are finding yourselves at a tough situation where the buck doesn't stretch like it used to. You guys make the same, but everything else costs so much more. So now you have to find side gigs. I know a lot of you guys are trading on the side to try to make a little more money. And really the best way to do that is really to leverage a prop firm and learn with somewhat real money, because paper trading is very easy, or simulation trading is very easy because there's no emotions involved. You're using a whole different part of your brain than you do when you actually trade with real money or with prop firm money, because prop firm money allows you to, spend a little bit of money, anywhere between maybe $100 to $300, depending on which prop firm you go with, and they will give you a $2,500 drawdown, something like that, and you're able to take many trades on that, and it kind of opens you up psychologically for losing money or making money, right? So if you're able to leverage a prop firm, make or lose money, doesn't really matter, but just start kind of getting your feelers and start feeling how it feels to make money and to lose money, because that is part of the entire process. You have to experience that. Your wins over time, you'll be happy about them, but you get numb to the wins. But the losses really hurt. The losses a lot of times hurt way more than the wins make you happy. And you kind of have to work on that part of your psychology, because if you get too caught up in your losses and too hung up over your losses, you're going to be scared to take trades in the future, because the only thing you're going to be thinking about is your loss that you just had. Now, you always want to try to limit those losses by using a stop loss and being very strict about your trading policies when it comes to taking L's and taking losses. That's your loss mitigation that you really have to put first and foremost, because I've traded with no stop loss, and just because I've been stopped out so many times, and I've tried that, and it works for a little while until it doesn't, especially when you're trading with your own money. Now, with prop firms, I know a lot of guys don't like to use stop losses. They like to do a DCA if you're allowed to, a dollar cost averaging, if you're allowed to, and it works until it doesn't, obviously. But what you're doing there is you're creating these habits that when prop firms eventually do change or go away, you're going to be at a disadvantage, because you're going to have these bad habits. But hey, if it's working for you and you're making money, God bless you. But I don't personally do it unless it's a DCA that I plan to, which is hardly ever. The only DCA that I really ever do is when I add to a winning position. But I will tell you that if you're able to utilize these prop firms and start playing around with things that work and don't work, and the good thing about prop firms is they have rules like consistency rules. They have rules that make you a more disciplined trader, daily loss limits, which is bad, because some guys just don't want to have it, but it's also good because it allows you to know when to say when, when is enough. So for instance, some of them have, I don't know, $1,000 daily loss limit. So you shouldn't be losing more than $1,000 a day anyway, guys. I'm just being honest. Like, if you take a losing trade for the day and your stop loss, and you're taking one mini contract, and you get stopped out, maybe you lose $200. I mean, that's my stop loss, $200 on a mini. If I lose twice in a day, I'm down $400. That's when I say no more trading for the day. I'm not reading the charts well. I'm just gonna bow out and I'm just gonna let the market do its thing. Then your winners, even if you just have one winner for the day, that's a $400 win if you're doing a 20-point profit. If you're taking 20 points on a Nasdaq, that's $400. So if you take one win, it's 400, or if you take two losses, it's 400. So you should have a strategy where you're not taking any more than X amount of losses. In my case, it's 2. I don't take more than 2 L's a day. If I do, I'm done. And if I take a nice L, I take a nice win for the day, $400. I'm probably gonna stop, or I'm gonna look for maybe one other really high probable trade. But a lot of times I just take the one trade, because not always is it a 20-point trade. Because if I see the market's moving well, I'll let it ride. It's not uncommon for me to hit 80, 100, 150 points on a move, and that's all you need, guys. You just need those big runs, and then on your losing days, the most you can really lose is $400. But on the big running days, you're making $2,000, $3,000. And in today's case, we made a lot more than that. But I just want to let you know that you don't have to take every trade, and just because you take more trades doesn't mean you make more money. You actually don't. It's the opposite. It's the craziest thing ever. The more time you spend in front of the charts, the more likely it is that you're going to lose. The less time you spend in front of charts, the more likely it is that you're going to be a successful trader over time, which is very hard to comprehend and to adapt to a trading strategy. It's very difficult to actually wrap your head around that. And especially if there's days where you have to walk away from the computer with your tail between your legs, knowing that you lost $400, you have to be okay with that. Because if you're not okay with that, your losing days are going to turn into bigger losses than your winning days. And I'm telling you, that's happened to me, where I've always had bigger losing days than winning days, because it's hard to keep a winning trade on, and it's hard to close a losing trade, if that makes sense. Hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying. So with that being said, I've struggled with having bigger winning days than losing days. But now with my new disciplined mindset, it's a lot easier for me to achieve that without even trying, because it's part of my plan. And if you could walk away on losing days, you'll have such more. You're gonna live to fight another day, which is what the key in this career you've chosen really is. It's the longer you can last, the more money you'll make. Okay, because there'll be days when the market is really, really giving. It's very easy to read. Like today market's beautiful, right? It's like so easy to read. But there's going to be days when the market's very difficult to read and choppy and ugly and disgusting, and you'll lose. And if you continue trading, you'll lose even more. So you really just have to understand that it's okay to walk away some days, and it's okay to come in some days and just milk the market for as much as you possibly can. So, if you could understand to live with those kind of criteria, then you'll do well. You do really well. Let's see if we have any people here in the chat. Cool. All right, guys. So I'm going to let this thing probably ride out just a little bit more. It looks like it's creeping, and these are the hard ones. These are pretty hard to kind of get into these trades that I've already pumped a bit. Not worried, because we've already taken our trades for the day. But as you can see here, I was talking about this getting up to 640. Now we're pretty close to that now. I mean, now the squeeze, the juice may not be worth the squeeze at this point. Let's see if we even got 20 points in here. We've got 27 points. So if we take a small trade, we could possibly get in on this. But at the moment, I like to get in on retracements. I like to get in when it's a red candle, when I'm going long, and I like to get in on a green candle when I'm going short. So right now we haven't had many red candles, not since we started this stream. So right now, just looking for a little move. If we see a little move down, then maybe we'll take a little bit of a trade. But like I said, we're not crazy, or we're not obsessing over a trade at the moment. And that feels good, because when you're already won for the day, and you're already mentally done for the day, it's really easy to turn down mediocre trades. We really like those trades that are at our extremities, or at the extremes, like up here, You know, this would have been a nice place to get short down here. Nice place to get long, right? And if you guys don't know why I got long and why I got short here, if you guys are just jumping in now, just really recap our two trades from the day. We took a short off of this 12-minute right here, and you're thinking, I know 12-minute is a big time frame, but it's a beautiful time frame. We took it off the 5. What am I talking about? Let me go back here and show you guys. We took it off the 5 because we got a topping signal right up in here. As you can see, this candle was telling me, this little doji here was telling me that more than likely we are finding some resistance here, right? There's a lot of sellers that are pushing down this price. So we waited to get into this trade. We got in right here on the 3rd candle. We don't enter on the actual candle because this candle could be telling us that it's going to continue going up, or this candle can tell us that it's going to now make a U-turn, which it did. So what I do is I like to wait for the next candle to kind of solidify what direction it's going to go in. So I waited for the next candle to close, and then I got in on the 3rd candle, took that short, bang, really quick. I think I was in the trade for like 20 seconds and made our nice TP. And then on the opposite end, we waited here for a long. So we saw that we were getting this right here. The CVD is telling us that, oh, look, we have buyers and it's pumping up. But I know that with a lot of these reversals, or how would I say, we get double bottoms. So we have a double bottom here, took the liquidity out. So we got in right here on this red candle. We got it right in here and we rode this up for 20 points. And that's the one that we took with our FTT account. And yeah, just reading the chart, guys, it's very simple to do. As I was taking this trade, I was listening to one of my favorite day traders. Shout out to damn good trader Kyle. I really like his I like his energy. He's very positive. Even when he's taking L's, he's laughing. But he was talking about going short, and it's just so funny how two people can see two things completely different. So if you are listening to me or anyone else, don't take my word for it. Do whatever you want to do on a trade. But as he's saying to go short, I was looking for a long because I saw a double bottom here, and we went up a little bit. It was very nice. And right here, as you can see, we're getting a little bit of some resistance. We're coming to this area where it's looking like it wants to top and maybe come back down for a little bit more juice, take out a bunch of stop losses, and then continue up. So we might see this thing come back down actually as far as what we originally wanted, which is 565, right around our VWAP. So if we see this thing come back down to VWAP, it will make for a nice long as well. Looking for that, and then maybe we'll pump up to all-time highs. Who knows? Maybe we'll get that all-time high pump today, but maybe not. All right, guys, so I think that's it for today. I don't see any people on here, but I will continue to make these on a daily basis. Really enjoy, well, let me put it this way. I'm obsessed about trading and making money with day trading, guys. This is really, I found my second passion in life. I thought real estate was my one and only, but now real estate has had to take a backseat because I found something that I love, and that is trading. So thank you so much for being here with me today. If you are interested in watching us, please hit the notification on the little bell right down there on this video, and you can get notified whenever we go live, most likely every morning. If not, we'll do power hour depending on our day. And yeah, you guys can see what I'm doing and see how I'm trading, and follow along on my trading journey as well. And if you guys want to trade it with any prop firms, I have discount codes for fast track trading, which is direct to funded. Down below in the description, I'm gonna put that there as soon as we're done with this stream. And we also have Apex, which is more of a traditional one. They're probably the best well-known and one of the most legitimate ones. It's been around the longest, but they do make you do an eval first before you can go to funding. So I'll also put links down there for those as well if you guys are interested. Big discounts, so take advantage of those while the coupon codes are still active. Well, thank you guys for watching. I'll check you out tomorrow. Thank you guys. Take care. Safe trading.